Hey guys, how are we all doing? Put this video on 1.5 times speed and let's get into it. So, got a different one today. I foresaw something online that I kind of want to address, and it's from like a no-name account on a forum somewhere, but it's an interesting window into the mind of certain people online who get very hung up on certain insecurities. And you've probably seen from the title, we're going to be looking at someone who is obsessed with the idea of their hair loss and what they think the world has in store for them now they've got the worst hair loss possible. Bit of a warning on this one. I'm not going to read all of it because it gets pretty dark. It's very much a doomer mindset. I will maybe link the post down below so people can go and read the original version. The post in question is on Hair Loss Talk forums, which is mostly a place to talk about solutions to balding, whether that be restoration, cover-ups, dealing with the mental insecurities and mental problems that come with balding as well. Seems like a decent place, but it does attract a certain amount of people we're about to investigate. So here we go. Starts off very nice and polite. Oh, this was posted on Boxing Day as well, by the way. A bit of festive cheer. Hello everyone. I've been reading this site for months as I am one of the most severe bald cases at Norwood 7 by 26. Now, Norwood is like a scale of hair loss. I believe it's a clinic somewhere that kind of shows people where their hair loss gets to. I personally, when this grows out, I'm somewhere between the Norwood 5 and the Norwood 6, which means I've got bad coverage here and down the back a bit, and most of my thick hair is now on the sides and the back, lower bit. It is, when it's fully grown out, it's not very particularly presentable, in my opinion. And you do need quite serious restoration at that point to get back to what people would consider a normal hairline, which is more about Norwood 3 and up. Anyway, let's continue. I think some people on here are delusional. He's misspelled delusional. I think some people on here are delusional. That's what I've gathered from my experience. Now he's got 8 points he wants to go through. 1. At Norwood 7, your dating life is officially over. Even Norwood 6 can somewhat cover balding because it isn't as noticeable from behind or sides. A tall person can survive. Hell, you might be able to restore your hairline in mid-scalp or just have a large bald spot and it might still be respectable. But Norwood 7 has your hair loss dip down the back of your head and have a toilet seat hair pattern left. Also, the hair loss is so severe you probably could at best get 1 inch of coverage up front to restore half your hairline. But most importantly, a razor shave wouldn't fully hide this horseshoe pattern. Women will see it. Right. So I have quite bad horseshoe because my hair loss goes all the way down to the middle of the back of my head. I am tall, so that's fine. I'm over 6 foot. What else does he say? Women will see it. Well, yeah, of course they're going to see that you're balding. It's like kind of the point. I did a video about this where I said, does going bald like hurt your chances with women, or do women care if you're bald? And like, what I say to everyone is, it's more of a factor against you because it's your insecurity, and like women will see the insecurity you have over it far more than they'll see like they care about the actual boldness. It's really silly. I think it's because he's 26. So when you're 26, most of your dating pool is quite young, and I do think among younger girls they do care a bit more about hair. But my dating has been completely, like most of my dating has happened since my hair loss got noticeable because I didn't take dating particularly seriously when I was younger. I didn't try very hard. I've tried the hardest in the last 2 years to like find good women and go and like have a good dating life, and my hair has been completely shite in that entire time by most people's standards. He goes on further. Number 2 is women hate bald. Not volunteer bald like Pitbull, who still has a shade of his full hairline. Does he? He shaves it like down all the way so it's like skin. I don't know. Is a sign of inferiority. Women select their mates to optimize offspring. Now, in an ideal female world, the top 10% of men have 10 wives and the rest of the men get sent to slave camps or gas chase. This is what I wasn't going to read out. But eventually they have to settle for an average guy after getting chads. Oh, God. They will never settle for subhuman bald men. Why would they want to pass on inferior genes to their kids? It isn't rational. I have been told this by many women. No, you haven't. Baldness is one of the 7 deadly genetic sins. Bold, short, recessed jaw, wrist size, dick size, race, and face. Okay, so you get the idea of what this guy is, what the kind of communities this guy hangs out in. Basically the doomer, I don't like the word incel, doomer, I'm just going to call it doomer communities because that sums them up a lot better. The problem I have with incel, I'll go into a longer video maybe in the future. Like, it just means involuntary celibate. It seems to be a self-descriptor of guys who think they can't get laid, whatever. But if you're involuntary celibate, that just means your circumstances are preventing you from getting laid. And like during COVID, that's a lot of us. Um, Also, if you go through a dry spell, it doesn't make sense. What is wrist size? Who the 7 deadly genetic sins wrist size? I'm getting distracted. Anyway, number 3, online dating. Forget it. And sadly, online dating is becoming more the norm, so alternative approaches are becoming less popular for us. Most women have dozens of men sending hey messages each week. Since severe baldness is only about 7% of the world population, you're in a minority for a bad trait. Why would they pick you online? The majority of options have full hair or a treatable balding pattern. Because the rest of you is shit, probably. You can max out everything else. I think he goes into this later. I was going to hold on to this. And then you can get your dating profile pretty good. So most of my dating comes from online. How many dates I got on last year? I went on like 20 dates last year, and that was COVID affected. And then, what else did he say? Most dozens of men sending hey messages each week. Well, you can send better messages than that. Online dating is becoming the norm, so alternative approaches are becoming less popular for us. That's not a bad thing. Like, if you want to start like cold approaching or night game approaching when COVID's over, the less people are doing it, the more you stand out when you do it, and the better results you probably have. There seems to be reports that people are having less success than they used to, but like that's never going to go away. They're never going to. People fear they're going to make like approaching illegal, but you can't like make going up to a girl in a bar like with it, which everybody does, illegal.